Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are doing it again. This is episode 5 of Those Movie Guys. David Fott has a grin from ear to ear already for some reason. He's super excited about this show. I can see him in the back room. This is episode 5. This is the Wild West episode when cowboys didn't dance. They just shot each other in the face and stole their clothes. Laying dead in the street. That's it. That's what Wild West is all about, man. Episode 5 of this crazy malarkey show. Those Movie Guys started back on Halloween with a little chit chat about Jason and horror movies and so on, and it has blossomed into, I don't know, whatever it is, a 5-episode show so far. Tonight we are going to be talking Westerns. Mr. Smithers, what's up? Mr. Phil, what's up? Welcome, guys. We're going to be talking Westerns tonight. Old stuff, new stuff. I mean, there hasn't really been new Westerns in a while. Not anything of significance, but, modern-ish anyway. What's up, Mike? We're going to go off and talk to you about space Westerns, Firefly and that kind of stuff. The Western concept is kind of all encompassing, but we're going to try and focus a little bit more on the Wild West era. And just as always, we'll kind of see where the rabbit hole takes us and go from there, especially when you're talking about movies with all of these dudes in them. You never know where we're going to go. So Appaloosa, yes, James Smithers, Appaloosa was a great one. So we're going to bring in our the guest host here. We have first off, we have Mr. Jim E. Noble. Howdy. And he's out of here. We're not doing howdy. Oh
no.
Jim and I, of course, did the first ever dueling live sale last night. Big Dog Inc. versus TRC. It was pretty damn fun. I hope you guys either were part of it or got to watch it back a little bit, because it was more than just a sale. It was us chatting about comics and making them and our artists and our process and all kinds of stuff. So regardless of the sales side of it, the video is still live if you guys are interested in checking it out. There's a lot of fun stuff that was going on in that show as well. The third wheel is also here. Mr. David Fott.
Johnny Ringo.
That'll be your
is here. How are you feeling, man? You feeling better?
Feel a little bit better, yeah. A little tired still, but yeah, it's all going away. It's going bye-bye.
Excellent.
So
excellent.
Tomorrow I'm gonna draw boobs. Hi, partner. Wait a minute.
Hello, everybody.
Everybody's dropping howdies.
Howdies now.
See what I started?
See what I started? It's just gonna be that type of a show. It's fine. Okay, so this now, last week we talked most specifically Jaws. It was a little easier to kind of focus because you had kind of 4 movies to kind of dive into and sort of take apart. In this case, we're talking about decades upon decades and hundreds upon hundreds of films in the genre. The old spaghetti westerns, Clint Eastwood stuff. Why were they called spaghetti westerns, everybody? Uh-oh. Have we already stumped Jim?
They ate spaghetti on the set.
There's a problem with my mic.
Oh,
you're muted. There
you go.
My mic keeps cutting out.
So I'm already dropping knowledge. They were called spaghetti westerns because many of them were filmed in Italy. They were European filmed things. Yeah, they were just called the spaghetti western.
Okay.
I like spaghetti in there. Yeah. Makes a whole lot of sense.
That's right. The old Clint Eastwood stuff. A lot of it was filmed on back lots, like Universal lots and things like that. I remember hearing stories as we did the Universal Studio tour. They would take you through the back lot where they filmed some of this stuff. And they would say things like, if you look at the facades of the buildings, a lot of the doorways were built shorter than normal, and that was because a lot of these intimidating cowboys weren't tall enough, and so they basically made the doors smaller so that when they walked through, they would look like they were, they had another 6 inches on them at least. So yeah, so there's a little bit of stuff for you there. For me, the Western genre is a little bit like the gangster stuff. There's a crap ton of it. I'm not like an all-in Western guy. Like I'm not an all-in gangster mobster guy. And so the ones that I have seen that I like, I feel like that means something. I feel like if you can get me, you've done something properly. Now, I like the concept of these things, generally speaking, so I can watch things like The Good, Bad, and the Ugly and whatever. But it takes something a little snappier to make me go, oh, that's really good. Hence this thing behind me. So we'll talk about Tombstone here, because to me, that is probably, it's kind of like the werewolf thing, right? It's like Tombstone and Quick and the Dead are like 1 and 1A. Just like The Howling and the American Werewolf in London. It's like 1 and 1A. Like I will watch either of them at any time without any questions. Just turn it on and I'm in. You guys have any go-tos?
For me, definitely. I mean, Tombstone's going to be a definite answer, I think, for all three of us. So, not including Tombstone, I'm going to say Django Unchained.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I really love Quentin Tarantino, and
surprisingly, that's one of Tarantino's few movies that I actually really like. I like it.
Yeah, and it's I know you mentioned earlier, like there's not many modern Westerns made. I mean, Django came out.
I'm talking about like in the last, Django was like the last, I don't know, 5 years or so.
Actually, it was like almost 10 years now.
Is it really that old now?
Yeah, 2012.
Wow.
Which is hard to believe, because I remember seeing that like right when it came out, and it's like it doesn't seem that long ago.
Yeah.
But Django, definitely. And oh god, I'm drawing blanks. Come back to me real quick. Go to David.
There are only 3,287 to choose from.
Oh man.
So what are the go-tos, David? What are the go-tos?
Oh, for me, Tombstone's number one. Sorry, it's gonna have to be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's unreasonable.
That's nothing to be sorry about.
I quote that damn movie all the time. Drive people nuts. For me, Young Guns. I like the Young Guns series, the two. Don't you sit there and shake your head at me. One that I guess you can, qualify as a Western. I watch all the time too, which is part of a trilogy. But Back to the Future 3.
Sure. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I love that one. I go to it. Like, these are the movies I guarantee if they're on TV and I'm doing something, it stops till the movie's over. I sit and watch them. And of course, Quick and the Dead. I mean, you can't go wrong with that one either. Sam Raimi, freaking Western with Sharon Stone.
With everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody is in that movie. And like we talked about in the green room, if you weren't in, right. Except like, how did he get missed in these things? Well, actually, the reason that he wasn't in Tombstone, probably to some degree, is because he was filming his own Tombstone movie, Wyatt Earp, this 3-hour long epic nothing of a film, which is kind of disappointing because I like Costner and I like a lot of stuff that he does. And then when I heard he was doing it, I was like, well, that's okay. That's cool. And it was certainly a more in-depth movie. This is basically the Armageddon of Westerns. Okay. Whereas Wyatt Earp is more the Deep Impact of Westerns. If we can kind of do that. Right.
Yeah.
So if you want the kind of the deep dive, a little more emotional side, go watch that. But it is like a long fucking movie. This is going to get you in and out. It's going to get you the stuff that you need to know, and you can move on with the rest of your day. But there is some stuff that in the real life story that is in the Kevin Costner version that is not in this movie. For example, when they go to the OK Corral and they do the shootout. Pew, pew, pew. And then Meehan comes over and he's like, y'all are under arrest. And Wyatt's like, I'm not going to let you arrest us today. That didn't happen, folks. They were legitimately arrested and put on trial for what happened. But in the court system, that is when Wyatt was kind of like, this is some bullshit. We'll see ya. Um, so they kind of just tightened it up and brought the key moments and a little more Hollywood version of the story. But I think sometimes when you just kind of make it tighter and snappy, you're going to probably attract more attention from the general audience. But the epics have their place. But I think I don't know what it was about the Wyatt Earp movie, the Costner one. It just no one really has anything good to say about it.
God, it's been forever.
I think maybe because Kevin Costner tried so hard to get into movies, and then he kind of spammed everybody in the '90s, so everyone has a distaste for Kevin Costner in the early to the mid '90s. The Postman, Waterworld. I mean, these are all movies that you could just watch it once. You can pretty much never have to watch it again.
Western Waterworld.
Now, the other movie I was thinking of, The Wild Bunch. The Wild Bunch is really great. Like, it's got probably the best shootout. They got a freaking Gatling gun. I mean, and it's got Ernest Borgnine. I mean, you might remember him as Fatso Jetson from Here to Eternity, or
I remember him from Airwolf, dude.
Yep. Oh, Airwolf, Escape from New York. I mean, this guy
an adventure.
Yep.
Yeah, that guy had a bit of a career, right? Had a bit of a careir. So Phil is bringing up Blazing Saddles. That's a fantastic movie.
Good.
That's
another one.
It's so good that it could not be made today. No. That's how good it was.
Yeah.
Literally could not be made today. We'll probably talk about Blazing Saddles. That was one of those Mel Brooks movies that I never. It was a late Mel Brooks movie for me. When I finally came around to it, I was like, "Holy shit, this is hysterical." There's a few that come to mind of that are semi-recent. 3:10 to Yuma, they did a remake with Christian Bale was in it. That was okay. There is one called Appaloosa that was mentioned in the thing here, which is a surprisingly good movie. I saw it it was really funny because I saw this movie just completely at random. It was like on TBS or something. It was just on. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll watch this Western. It has the lead guy is the dude from Westworld too.
Ed Harris.
Ed Harris. Yeah. And so I'm watching this movie and I'm like, well, this was pretty damn good. And then I don't know, a couple of years later, it came on TV again and I watched it again, having no recollection of it, zero. But when I got to the end, I was like, I think I saw this before. And then I remembered what it was. So Appaloosa is a good sort of loose out there movie. There's a ton that we can list off. And guys, as you're watching the show, please feel free to list some things off. Mm-hmm. Kimball says Costner was originally part of the writing for Tombstone, but wanted the story to be more involving Wyatt, which is why we got the Wyatt movie. On and on and so on and so on. Willem Dafoe as Doc Holliday. That would have been interesting.
Oh, wow.
So that's a great piece. Thank you, Jason. That's good stuff.
And speaking of Westworld, the original movie.
Yeah.
Also really good. And it also had Yul Brynner, who was in the Magnificent Seven, among other wonderful films. I mean, he's in a lot of films too. I can't name all of them. But yeah, that's
Westworld freaked my ass out when I was a kid. When that face come off, I was like,
you could have sex with the robots. I love that movie. It's awesome.
I haven't seen the movie yet. I have not seen that movie.
Oh shit! Man, sorry.
I've seen the HBO show, which I liked. The first season. I've only seen the first season. I liked it. I thought it was conceptually cool. I was not a fan of its storytelling methodology, where it was layering things, and then now we're going to go layer back here, and then we're going to go up here, and by the time you're done, you're like, what the fuck is going on? But I liked it conceptually, and so I'm kind of ready to go into season 2 at some point, but I've heard kind of not great things about 2 and 3. So I don't know. There's so much content in the world that I'm like, I don't know if I want to bother with a show that I wasn't really huge on anyway, to be okay, let's just go in and do this. I mean, I'd much rather just, pop in Tombstone or watch Firefly again, for that type of thing. I'm looking at some of the comments here. Last Temptation. Who had Last Temptation? What are we talking? I missed a piece here, Jason. What are we talking about with Last Temptation? I'm assuming you mean who did Last Temptation of Christ? Mad Max guy.
Oh, Mel Brooks.
What was his name?
Mel Brooks.
Mel,
Not Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks. Yeah, Mel Brooks and the Temptation of Christ. Holy God.
Yeah.
Or Mel Brooks as Mad Max. That would be some amazing stuff.
What was it? I have 15 commandments. We have 10 commandments.
10 commandments.
Who played Jesus in that movie?
What's that?
Who played Jesus in that movie? Of somebody.
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, it was like a 2-minute part.
Willem Dafoe played Jesus.
No, he did not. Not in. Yeah, oh, you're talking about the Last Temptation of Jesus Christ.
Wait, what are we talking about?
That was Willem Dafoe. Yes. Well, we went into a Mel Brooks moment, and I was like, he was not in that movie. But yeah, that was Willem Dafoe in the Last Temptation of Christ. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know how.
Oh, there it is. So Jason says that Defoe was going to be Doc Holliday, but because of the Last Temptation of Jesus Christ, Disney was like, "That's a no-go."
Really? Wow. That's weird.
Damn it, Disney. Okay. Well, we can thank Disney too because we got.
Yeah, you got Val Kilmer. You never know what somebody could bring to a role, right? But I mean, everybody in the movie is so spot on. Michael Bain and the dude who, oh God, I'm terrible with these freaking names. Whatever. Billy Bob Thornton is in that freaking thing. It's a crazy mix of people when you watch it. There's all kinds of people that even have small roles that you're like, oh, I know that guy.
Yeah. And like, what's his name? Bald guy. Well, he's not bald in the movie. He went on to do Mallrats and
Billy Zane.
No, not Billy Zane. Well, yeah, Billy Zane is in it.
So is Jason Priestley. Jason Priestley.
Yeah. He was one of the Cowboys, and he quits the Cowboys and joins up Wyatt.
Yeah.
He's Yondu. He's Yondu.
Michael
Rooker. That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, it's like that guy. That guy is a famous Marvel character now.
Yeah.
And he has hair. It's weird to see him with hair.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about these two that stand out to me, and then I might even say that Django might be number 3 because I think it's, again, for me, a lot of stuff revolves around how rewatchable is it? Is a lot of my determination for how good a movie is. Because there's a lot of times it's like, that was a good movie, but I really don't need to see it again. So how good was it really? But with Tombstone and Quick and the Dead, I think Quick and the Dead was Sam Raimi, of course, but a cast of just a god cast of what he had. But he took a visual sense and took all of the Western tropes for gunfighting and all that kind of stuff, and then just like rammed Viagra into it. It was like, we're just gonna go crazy with these like crazy angles and these quick shots in and like really, really good, really fast, sharp movements from the cinematography sense, the directing sense. I think that really is a key element to Quick and the Dead. Even when they like shoot the guy and he's still standing there, but you can see his shadow and there's like a hole in the shadow and he's just like, oh shit, he's got a hole in him. There's some really great, just cool visuals.
Well, it's exactly what you would expect from Sam. I mean, considering all the other things that he's done. Granted, there was no Book of the Dead in that movie, but
or was there?
But there was Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell what did appear in the movie.
Yep. Did he?
Yes, he did. Yep. He appears in any movie that Sam Raimi does.
Where was he?
He wasn't a cowboy. He was something.
I mean, was he just one of the background shooter security guys?
Yeah, pretty much.
He was like it was like a blink and you'll miss it kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like the Spider-Man cameos that he does.
Spider-Man, he has words in Spider-Man movies.
That's true.
He has actual dialogue.
Let's see, who was he in the?
He's the only one to defeat Spider-Man 3 times.
I hope he shows up in Doctor Strange.
He better.
Quick and the Dead movie, and there was a Quick and the Dead television movie that had Sam Elliott was in 1987. Do you know that?
Yeah, that was based on the book, though, right? That was like based on the Louis L'Amour book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because when I was looking it up earlier, when I was doing research this week, I saw that. I'm like, what?
Holy hell!
And Sam Elliott's in it. I'm like, huh. Quick and the Dead, one of the last great. Yeah.
Oh yeah, agreed. Totally agree.
Yeah, Gene Hackman versus Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Only one can leave town alive.
Spoiler alert.
Whoops.
It barely made it. It didn't make it. It wasn't a box office success, though.
No. I remember it did. It flopped, didn't it, actually? And then it became like a cult favorite.
Bruce Campbell's role in The Quick and the Dead, he's credited as Wedding Shemp.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to definitely watch for that because I never would have imagined. I mean, it makes sense that he's in it, but I've seen this thing 100 times, and I've never been like, oh, there he is.
And and also, I mean, you got some really great horror characters or horror actors who played in that movie as well. Tobin Bell, from the Saw series as a cowboy. I mean, Lance Henriksen, Pumpkinhead, and Near Dark.
Aliens.
Yeah. See, to me, I don't consider Aliens a horror movie. It's more like it's more like a comedy to me. But
comedy. Aliens is a comedy.
Can't love it, man. Can't love it. And that goes back to Bill Paxton, and he's in Tombstone. It's the 6 degrees of cowboys. Everyone's been a cowboy.
I mean,
and Michael Biehn, Tombstone, Aliens. I mean,
a cowboy space movie in a way. I mean, the way they acted, they kind of acted like rough and tough cowboy Marine people,
Well, Michael Biehn wasn't really like Johnny Ringo in Aliens, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh, no, an alien spitted acid on me. I'm going to just pass out in the chair while you fight the queen. Good luck.
Good luck with that.
Johnny Ringo.
Why, Johnny Ringo?
Even Harrison Ford was the cowboy in the Cowboys versus Aliens movie.
Oh God!
I never saw that movie.
And Daniel Craig too.
I don't think I ever saw Cowboys versus Aliens. Either I may have seen it, but it's all blurred because there was movies that came out around that time that I kind of blurred together.
Cowboys versus Aliens is an interesting story. You guys know it was a comic book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And do you know how it all went down? That this thing got made.
Oh,
all right, I'm going to give you the brief story of Platinum Comics.
Oh God.
Platinum Comics was a publisher who was trying to get in. Well, I mean, they were in the comic book business. They were publishing comics, but they weren't really making any headway. But they had a lot of money behind them. So they had the idea to put out this book, Aliens or Cowboys versus Aliens. They wanted the book to be the #1 book selling for that month. The Diamond Top 300 that everybody talks about. They wanted it to be #1. So they went around the country and told retailers, hey, you need to buy thousands of copies of this book. So that because the Diamond Top 300 is a wholesale number, it is not a resale number.
Oh, right.
So they told retailers, you buy all of these books, as many as you can possibly handle, so that we can beat the top spot. We can beat Marvel. We can beat DC. We can beat Image. We can be the #1 book for that month. And we will reimburse you for every cent that you spent.
Whoa.
Yeah, for that book.
Wow.
And it worked. It worked. They got the book at the #1. They got to go into Hollywood and say, hey, look, we beat Marvel. We beat DC. Here's the book. It was turned into a movie, I don't know, about a decade later. So there is the Cowboys versus Aliens.
Oh, wow.
Infamous starting point. Yeah.
That's
it's
crazy.
Tom's Story Corner. Listen, I got stories for everything, man. I will bring you the stories.
Platinum. Now, was that Platinum?
Yeah, Platinum Comics.
Platinum
Comics.
No, you wouldn't have, because they didn't really do much of anything. They had odds and ends of things that came out, but they really weren't making any sort of headway.
Did they get bought out by like somebody?
Entirely possible.
Damn.
Kind of like Malibu got bought out by Marvel.
By Marvel, yeah.
Huh.
Entirely possible.
I used to get Sketch Magazine that had Cowboys versus Alien, and that's where I first saw it. and then it's talking about Cowboys.
Well,
versus
and the movie,
comics.
incidentally, is nothing like the comics. I mean,
no.
It's nothing like the comics. So basically, they sold the name and the idea of Cowboys versus Aliens. Olivia Wilde was in there too. She was the cowgirl in that film. Jim looks like he is scouring the internet for Cowboys versus Aliens information.
Yeah,
It's
Platinum Studios. Platinum Studios. It was founded in 1997.
It was Jon Favreau, wasn't it too?
I have no idea. It was not like a terrible movie, but it wasn't really good. It wasn't really good.
Just it was kind of just there.
It came out when I was in the Navy, and I think I had a chance to watch it. They're like, we got the movie before it came out in the theaters, because in the military you sometimes get that luxury.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Cowboys and Aliens, I don't want to watch that. And then it might have been the same year Django came out, Django Unchained. Maybe, I don't know. It could be wrong.
No, it had to be later than that.
It had to be
Django had to be well after that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was well after that.
When did it come out?
Django came out what?
Cowboys versus Aliens was like in what was it?
2000. It came out a year. So Cowboys and Aliens came out 2011.
Okay.
Django came out 2012.
Oh, so they were back to back.
Close.
Okay.
It was very similar, very close together.
Closer than I would have expected.
There's no aliens in Django Unchained, as far as we know.
As far as we know.
Until Tarantino does a movie and somehow connects all of his movies with aliens. It's like, what's in that suitcase? So
Trish wants to know, are we more driven in a Western by the action or the storyline? You know, here's the thing with Westerns. The action, for the most part, is the same in everything. Now, obviously, like we just talked about with Sam Raimi, he took all of that and put his unique spin on all of it. But it is still essentially we're standing in the street, we're pulling our guns, we're shooting the thing. So the action stuff is fun, and you're riding horses and things are going on, but there has to be a purpose. And I mean, I think this is almost for anything. There has to be a purpose for what you're doing, why you're doing it, why you're shooting the dudes. Because even in Quick and the Dead, while they're having the quick draw contest, even within the contest of, hey, yeah, we're shooting each other for money, there's also the Leo and the Hackman thing. There's the Sharon Stone connection with these characters, so they all interconnect and have purpose and bring a meaning to what you're getting. And so I think that's probably what happened with Wyatt Earp, is that it was so focused on just the story, and there was a lot less pew that it wasn't as engaging, I guess is probably the way to go. Because Tombstone, you have really great character moments, and then you go to the OK Corral and you're like, and it's great. So I think that, and this is with all story, I think you always have to have character first, and then that makes your action, whether it's a fight or a gunfight or chase scene or whatever, that makes all of those action moments matter, because then you care about the character, whether you want them to die or not. You care about what happens in the action only because of what the story brings to you and gives you a reason to care. That's where I come from.
Yeah. Well, that's like Tombstone. You like the opening moments of like the part where the guy's bringing the horse down, and he's like just beating the hell out of this horse, and then Kurt Russell comes down to him and just like hits him once. He goes, "How'd it feel?" Did you like that? That sets up that whole damn movie. Like that right there to me always set up that movie. And I was like, holy crap, 10 seconds of that set up that movie for me.
Yeah, well, and here's that whole opening scene is what we're talking about with character. You get this scene where you have two things. Number one, obviously he's an animal lover. He's like, don't fucking hit my horse. Two, he's not afraid to do anything to anyone who's fucking up. And then he turns right back around after that scene, and he's got his family like looking in the window. And then he's like Family Man. He's like immediately like he's turned all of that off. And now he's like, yeah, this is what we want. This is what we're here for. Let's go do this thing. So it immediately was like this swirl of characterization for Wyatt. that did set up the whole movie. Like when he goes in to face Billy Bob Thornton, and he's like, are you gonna draw? Like, what are you gonna do? I'm standing right here, and he just keeps slapping him in the head. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, you gonna stand there and bleed?
Yeah.
And then he's talking to Val Kilmer, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're still here. Yeah, you can go now. You're done."
Uh-huh. Oh, I forgot. Are you still here? Well, I can never remember Billy Bob Thornton's name on that damn movie for some reason. I don't know why.
John. I think it was John.
Is it John?
John or Joe or Jimmy Bob?
No, that's Billy Bob.
Billy Bob.
You're cross-pollinating names.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love action. Like, I mean, like going to it's either a fistful of dollars or a few dollars more, where Clint Eastwood shows up and he's like, he's going by the guy who's making coffins. He's like get
thanks, Eric.
He's like, make 3 coffins, and then he shoots 4 guys, and he comes back and goes, I'm sorry, 4.
Yeah.
He's just yeah, Clint Eastwood, man. Oh, man. But according to Back to the Future 3, he ain't no cowboy. He's the worst cowboy I ever seen. Yeah, Clint Eastwood, great, and and not just Clint Eastwood. I mean, John Wayne. And now I know we discussed this backstage, but for those of you who don't know, John Wayne was a cowboy in like 79 Western films, and he only died in 4 of those Western films. If we're counting the Alamo, it's 4. If we're not counting the Alamo, it's 3. One of which, I don't know if you guys have seen the Cowboys, where it's the one of kids. It's a really good Western. It's got John Wayne raising these boys. And he dies. He gets killed by Bruce Dern, who he's in a lot of Westerns. Also, he is in Django Unchained, and he's also in The Hateful Eight, or no, not The Hateful Eight. What am I thinking of? What's the one that Tarantino did after Django? Was it Hateful Eight?
Hateful Eight, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hateful Eight. I don't know why. Yeah, Hateful Eight. Bruce Dern's also in The Hateful Eight as well. As the that old Confederate guy. He's had more bigger role in The Hateful Eight. He had like a small cameo in Django Unchained.
Someone once told me that Hateful Eight is basically like watching Quentin Tarantino jerk off for 3 hours.
When I saw that movie, and I remember, like, because they show the credits at the beginning, so you're like, wow, like this is like everyone who's been in the Tarantino movies, and there's like Tim Roth, Michael Madden, Kurt Russell, and all that, and then it goes, and then it's like at the very end, and Channing Tatum, and then that scene where Channing Tatum pops his head up and goes, hey, and then bam, dead immediately.
I was like,
they kill him. Like, this was also at the time where Channing Tatum was like the hot, like that was like the Magic Mike. Channing Tatum, everyone loved Magic Mike, so they're like, Channing Tatum's in this movie. I gotta go see it.
We're gonna have to do a Magic Mike episode, I think.
Tarantino just blows his head off within like 3 seconds of him being on screen. It's like, here's what I think of your Hollywood hot heartthrob.
It took me like 4 tries to actually watch The Hateful Eight, like all the way through.
Really?
Like I watched it for like 30 minutes, and I was like, fuck is this? Like nothing is happening. They're just wandering through the snow. They're taking care of the horses. Like and I even made a post on Facebook. I was like, dude, does anything happen in this movie? Because I don't want to watch it if nothing happens. And people were like, oh, just keep going. And I'm like, you're all assholes, right? Because this is not going to be a fun movie. And I gave it another like 30 minutes, and I was like, what's happening?
If you think that's bad, Netflix has the extended edition.
No.
So it's like a 5-hour movie, but it's broken up in episodes. It's 4 episodes. And like, you thought the beginning was long with the, they're in the snow, they're traveling.
Yeah.
But like it's a whole hour of the scene between him and Samuel L. Jackson talking to Kurt Russell, trying to convince him to get on the stagecoach, where that scene in the regular edition was like maybe 20 minutes. The whole hour, basically.
Holy!
It's like, well, circumstances. I had to shoot my horse. So, and then it's like, there's like a whole conversation about, hey, how about I pay you to help me put my bounties on top of the stagecoach? And he's like, I can't do that. I'm handcuffed. And he's like, pay that guy. And then it's a whole conversation between him and that guy. And it's like, what the fuck?
So Jack says you were talking about story over action, but that you don't think Hateful Eight is an amazing film. It's not one over the other. It's how they work together. That's the key. And when you're talking about a Western, you sort of have expectations of what a Western could or should be in some ways. So no, I have the same problem with Quentin Tarantino movies in general that I have with what we're talking about with the Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
It's just endless talking with not always great payoff to it. Like I went and saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I was like, I got to end this movie and I'm like, what did I just watch? Like, there's no purpose to
the flamethrower.
They didn't even come back around to the Manson stuff. They didn't like end it with the Manson. Like it was just, hey, here's some days that happened with some people, and we have Bruce Lee in it. Like I'm like, I don't understand the movie. I literally don't understand it. And that's the Hateful Eight. The Hateful Eight is we have all these people that have these stories. Fine, we're gonna try and mix them together. Fine, except it's not working for me, and it's super long. And at the end, spoiler alert, at the end they all fucking die.
Yep.
So when I'm done with the movie, who cares? Who cares?
At the end of or no, I'm sorry. No, what was it? No, okay. So I had that same feeling when I first saw Inglourious Bastards because
I love that one. I like that one.
When I saw when I saw the trailer for Inglourious Bastards, I forgot that they said at the beginning of the trailer, from coming soon from Quentin Tarantino. I completely, for some reason, I blocked that out. So all I saw in the trailer for Inglourious Bastards is Brad Pitt coming in going, I want my scalps. Like, holy shit. Holy shit. It's a Brad Pitt movie where he's going to be fucking up Nazis. I want to see this movie. And then I saw Inglourious Bastards and like that whole scene with the milk and oh, wow, Shushana, and then all that. And like, granted, I appreciate it now, but when I saw it, I was a lot younger when I saw it. When I saw it, I was like, this movie's bullshit. I thought it was going to be Nazis. Like, the only scene I really liked was the Joubert scene. And then like the rest of the movie, like they're just sitting in a bar, and then Michael Fassbender gets shot in the dick and dies, and then it's like, what the fuck? And like because he did this instead of this, it's like oh my god. But yeah, it's just like
I can understand. But see, I can understand that. I totally can understand where you're coming from. Especially if you have an expectation of something, and you're not getting what you expected, it's going to warp your experience. In a lot of cases, you have to kind of come back to the movie and understand. Okay, now I understand what this is. Let me take another run at it, and you'll get a different experience. That happens quite a bit, especially with movies that are like that. The problem with the Hateful Eight is that there was absolutely nothing that happened in the whole movie that I care to ever revisit. So even just watching the 3-hour version, there's nothing that I want to see there. But yeah, I did like Inglourious Bastards a lot. That was really good.
Going back to Hateful Eight real quick, there is a funny story. It's hilarious. I don't know if you guys heard about this or not, but that part with the guitar, that little guitar when Kurt Russell's playing the guitar, and like he picks it up and then bashes it and like breaks it up. Okay, the funny story is that the guitar that they had, they borrowed from. It was an original Martin guitar they borrowed from the museum. Okay, so like Kurt Russell picked up that this is the replica, so he said they're playing it, blah blah blah, and just smashes the shit out of it. It was the original Martin guitar, and it was like worth like $50,000.
They just should have given the replica back to them. Here you go, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for the use. We appreciate it.
Hey, this is how it was when we got it. I don't know what you're talking about.
It had 7 million pieces when it came. I don't know what the hell happened.
So Trish put that she thought I would be giving high praise to 1,000 Ways to Die in the West. Now that is I don't know if you guys saw that one. That's the one that Seth MacFarlane did.
Yeah.
I like it. There's one reason why I really like that movie because probably in the mid 2000s, Seth MacFarlane had made a joke about you never see a cowboy movie where Liam Neeson is the cowboy. Yep. It was a joke. He was making fun of Liam Neeson. He's like, we gotta go wrestle. It was like as Liam Neeson, we gotta wrestle cattle and get back to the farm. And it's like Yeah, why would you ever see Liam Neeson as a cowboy? And who was the cowboy in A Thousand Ways to Die in the West? Liam Neeson. That's just because of how silly it was. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna cast Liam Neeson.
I couldn't do that. I mean, I saw it, I watched it. I was so completely not engaged in the movie, and a lot of it was just because of Seth. And I like Seth a lot, but he was just Seth in a Western. Like he made no attempt to like westernize himself in any capacity. So it took me right out of the entire context of the whole thing. I was just like, this is just Seth MacFarlane. Like, what is this?
If he was a CGI bear, it would have been a better movie.
Correct.
Like
yes.
The three best cameos in it was like, of course, Doc Brown had the time machine.
Oh
it.
yeah.
But it also had, not a lot of people know, it had Ewan McGregor and Ryan Reynolds in it.
It also had Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx shows up. Yeah.
And but the whole Ryan Reynolds scene was hilarious. Yep.
It's
one of those that I probably have to give another try, but like because I saw it in the theater. I had nothing to do that day, and I'm like, let's just go see this ridiculous Seth MacFarlane movie. And it just didn't connect. So I'll have to go back and try it again.
Take your hat off, boy. It's a $1 bill.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing that, and I remember thinking like, he made this movie like he did a live Q&A on Facebook, and this is like before Facebook became like the big live thing. So he's like, it was like a pretty big deal to him, I guess. And like everyone was just asking about Ted, and no one was asking him about that movie. And he's like, well, clearly you guys don't want to see this movie. I might as well just do another Ted. And he did. He did Ted 2.
Oh, crap.
So it's like, is Ted coming back? When's Ted coming back? But yeah, a thousand Ways to Die. Who was the guy that co-star in that movie? It was a supporting character.
I just remember Charlize Theron as the chick. I don't really remember much else.
Grabisi, what's his name?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
that guy. He's good. He's a good actor. I like him.
Sarah Silverman.
Yeah, that's right.
Was in it, and yeah, I've watched that movie way too much.
Liam Neeson as a cowboy, and they put a daisy in his ass.
Yep, but put Daisy in his ass. Well, I can't leave him like this.
And yeah. It's been a while. I think the only time I ever saw that movie was when I saw it in the theaters. I don't think I saw it after that. I think I was like, I've seen it. I don't need to see it anymore.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, how good was it really if we're not going to watch it again?
It's a guilty pleasure.
Oh, yeah, I got to go rewatch that one. I'm sure I could probably buy it for like $2.
I have it. I bought it at I actually bought it at a
probably on
video
Netflix
store that was going out of business for like $3 on Blu-ray.
Or Hulu. He just made like a $200 million Hulu thing, right? So they probably have all his movies now.
Probably do.
That'd make a lot of sense. Well,
sense. I got it.
There's your money joke. Now, did you guys see the Coen Brothers Western type movie on Netflix? The Buster Scraggs.
Parts of it.
So you guys saw Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
Oh nope. God, yes, one of my other favorite movies.
Oh no, Tom. So the guy who plays Buster Scraggs in the movie, there's a scene where he comes into the bar, he has to give him the guns, and he's at the poker table, and it's got the Kraglin from Highlander. And he's like, "You're gonna play that hand." He's like, "No, I'm not." And then so he pulls a gun on him, and then fucking this dude fucking kicks the table, like he kicks it, like he lifts his leg up, hits the board in the middle of the table. The board goes up, hits his gun, boom, shoots him in the head, and the hand comes back down. He does it again, boom, twice. He basically tells the guy to shoot himself in the head. Dude, it's like the most fucked up. When I was earlier this week, when I was looking up the top 10 Western standoffs, that was like number 4.
Holy damn!
I was like, I need to see this movie. He just fucked the Kraglin. He just killed the Kraglin. Just bam, just kicks his feet, and the board just bam, bam, dead. But also, it's a Coen brother movie. I mean, how can you not like what those guys do? It's got to be, fun and.
God. So you've never
Oh,
seen Oh
man.
Brother Where Art Thou, Tom?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, you should really see it.
Dude.
It's really good. It's got
Yeah.
George Clooney in it,
John Goodman.
John Goodman with an eye patch,
Yeah.
but he's not a pirate.
No.
You want to know what's crazy? I looked up online. I found this list for the top 100 westerns.
Oh God! Of course, there's a top 100.
Yeah, top 100. Well, I mean that's like 10% of 1% of the all total movies. Tombstone. Oh no, sorry. This is Tombstone. Tombstone barely makes the top 50.
Oh,
Really?
It's at 45 in the list.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of those
Appaloosa is higher.
Yeah.
how many of those 100 are John Wayne movies?
There's quite a bit. There's a lot of old stuff here. There is a lot of old stuff.
Yeah.
But it has got a good mix. The highest rated modern, quote unquote modern Western movie is at number 6, 2010 True Grit, the remake.
Okay.
Which was good.
That's the one with what's his name?
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges, yeah.
Yeah.
And then right below it is number 7, also modern-ish. 1992 is Unforgiven, Clint Eastwood movie. And then everything else really in here is 2018 Ballad of Buster Scruggs. That's in here at 13.
Wow, that beat Tombstone.
Tombstone's at 45, dude.
What?
That doesn't make any sense. How does that?
No.
What? Tombstone?
Yeah, I know.
Number 1.
I know. The first few are all old. So High Noon, 1952 is number 1.
Okay.
Treasure Sierra Madre, 1948. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, 1966.
I can see that.
Stagecoach, 1939. Rio Bravo, 1959. And then True Grit, Unforgiven. Then The Searchers, 1956. Fistful of Dollars, 1964. Once Upon a Time in the West, 1968. That's the top 10 for this particular. This is a Rotten Tomatoes list, so I put very little faith in anything Rotten Tomatoes. That's their list that they have. I was just kind of curious where some of this stuff would land. Jonah Hex made the list.
No, it did not.
Jonah Hex made the list at number 80.
Okay,
number
this list is invalid right there.
Listen, I'm going to tell. Okay, listen, I'm going to say something highly controversial. Okay, highly controversial. I don't hate Jonah Hex. That's not really the controversial part. I don't hate it.
Christy.
It's not a terrible movie. It wasn't. It could have been much better. They didn't really do what I kind of hoped they were going to do. But I don't hate it. Here's the controversial part. It's better than Man of Steel.
No, I'll give you that.
Period.
I'll give you that.
It's better than Man of Steel.
I
would watch Jonah Hex any day of the week before I would ever want to watch Man of Steel again.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. I did not like Man of Steel.
I don't know.
David, however,
listen,
I don't think you agree.
Jonah Hex with Josh Brolin, he's a freaking awesome actor.
Oh God, yeah.
They did some great stuff with him being able to talk to the dead. It was kind of, it landed a little too much in the Wild Wild West type of storytelling.
Oh God,
which I think is kind of what threw it off. Because you had like a lot of weird steampunk stuff happening. You had like the horse with the Gatling guns on the sides. There's a lot of really weird stuff. I think if they had tried to make a little more straight horror Western, I think it could have been a lot better than what they tried to do. Like I said, execution wise, they missed. I'm not telling you it's a great movie, but it's watchable. And you have Megan Fox, and that helps a lot of movies. But yeah, no, I honestly, seriously, I had this discussion with a few people, and they've agreed with me. They're like, yeah, I mean, it's better than Man of Steel. And this is another one of these type of podcasts that we can talk about. But yeah, I think it's an okay movie. It's an okay movie.
Speaking of Wild Wild West, how about Wild Wild West?
Which I love it. I love it. I absolutely love that freaking movie.
Now you're talking about the movie, right?
The movie, not the TV show. The movie. It's so dumb that it's just it's great. It's so dumb that it's great.
Yeah.
I think what I love most about it,
literally, if I have the theme song on my iPad, so if it comes on in the car, I'm singing. It will happen. Just be ready. Anybody who's in the car, if Wild Wild West starts, like I'm gonna sing. It's gonna happen.
That's one thing I love about those early Will Smith movies. He was like, it had to be in his writer where he's like, if you're gonna put me in this movie, I get to do the soundtrack, like Men in Black,
Oh yeah.
Wild Wild West. I think after Wild Wild West, they're like, okay, we can't let this guy keep doing music for these movies. What I really love about Wild Wild West, not like it's nothing specifically in the movie. It's just the fact that what's his name, the Wachowski brothers, they offered Will Smith the role to play Neo in the Matrix. He was like, nah, man, I'm gonna make Wild Wild West. It's gonna be a way bigger movie than the Matrix.
Yeah.
And
Isn't that
and apparently he was wrong. He was
debatable.
So wrong.
No.
Man. Whoops.
Yeah. He could have, like, granted, I mean, it's not like that. Wild Wild West did not kill his career. He made so many other movies since then, but it's like, the Matrix.
It was a bump in the road, though. It was, I mean, he was coming off of a lot of stuff. I mean, like Independence Day was before that, right?
Yeah, Independence Day was like 96. Yeah. Men in Black was 97. Yeah, so this is like the height of like
cruising.
Yeah, he was doing pretty good, and then he did Wild Wild West. And as a kid, you don't realize how bad movies are sometimes. Like Wild Wild West came out in 99. I was 6. So when the giant spider shows up, it's like
brilliant,
that's so
right?
fucking cool. Yeah, dude, it's fucking awesome. There's a giant spider. He's got flamethrowers and shit. Like that's fucking so fucking awesome. And like, yeah, it was. But rewatching it now, you know, it came out 21 years ago. Rewatching it now, it's like, oh my god, I can see why people didn't like this movie.
Sure, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I'll never tell people that they're wrong. That it's like it's just a funny ass movie.
It is.
Yeah.
Guilty pleasure again.
Yeah, exactly. Guilty pleasure movie. Exactly. Exactly right.
What's wrong with that?
That's it.
In fact,
that's it.
Don't we own that? I think we own it, don't we?
I think the key to those kind of movies is the acknowledgement that that's what it is. You know, like anyone who goes around telling me that you know this is a great movie, you have to like, no, this is not.
No.
I can understand why you like it. I can understand the goofy enjoy. Listen, I watch shit like Friday the 13th and all this kind of weird nonsense crap. It's guilty pleasures. There's nothing serious here.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your ass that, you know, Jason number 7 is like the greatest, you know, horror movie of all time. Like, no, it's not. It's just for fun. Enjoy it. And I might not like it, but if you like it, that's fine. It's not a problem. Go do your thing. So yeah, guilty pleasures.
Oh, Smithers is asking about Shanghai Noon, the Jackie Chan owned.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my god,
I've never been like a Jackie Chan aficionado. Like I know him from like Cannonball Run.
He's done how many movies since that movie?
I know. Well, he's done like 1,000 movies, but yeah, I know him from. I mean, I know him from stuff, but like I don't go see Jackie Chan movies. Like that's not my. Yeah, it's just not my genre of stuff.
That was it was a family movie, and so I saw that with my family. That is a movie. Surprisingly, that's one of the few movies that my family will quote. Like considering all the other movies that we've seen, it's like out of all the movies, like we quote Shanghai Noon, which I think is really weird. It's like we're quoting the Jackie Chan movie.
Yeah, that's pretty obscure.
No one would expect that. It's like because there's one point in the movie like there's like a princess from I want to say I don't know, could be China, could be Japan, I don't remember. We'll just go with that. She's from over in that general area.
He's from China, right?
Okay, maybe it was China.
I'm pretty sure he's Chinese, so I'm sure it would be a Chinese princess. Yeah.
There's a princess in the movie, and the princess name is Princess Pei Pei, and Owen Wilson calls her Princess Pee Pee.
Yeah,
it's like the most childish joke, and my family still quotes it. Yeah, we'll go find Princess Pee Pee. Princess Pei Pei.
Oh, that's funny.
Jackie Chan's so serious in this movie.
Guys, here in a second, I'm gonna leave just for like a brief second. I gotta reposition into my bedroom because she's getting ready to log on. So here in a minute, if I log out for a second, I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
So,
all right.
But yeah, I think that movie also got a sequel. I think there's like Shanghai.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. Yeah, there's 2 of them. At least there's 2 of them. Yeah.
Nights.
Shanghai Nights.
Shanghai Nights.
That was a bad one. That was really bad.
Yeah, that one was.
So A Million Ways to Die in the West ranks in at 71. and right below it is the Lone Ranger. Did you guys ever see that Lone Ranger movie with Johnny Depp?
Is that the one with Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
My favorite scene in that movie is when the guy gets up in the movie theater and walks across the whole screen, so I miss a scene. I watched a pirated version of that movie when I was in the Navy. When I was in the Navy, someone gave me a bootleg DVD of it, and I was like, "Cool, man! I'm gonna watch The Lone Ranger." And then, like, at one point, the dude, his camera like is shooting at the floor, so it's his shoes, and he doesn't realize it for like 5 minutes, and he goes, "Oh shit!" And then he goes back up to filming the. It was filmed in the movie theater. It's so bad.
The Lone Ranger was so weird to me. I couldn't understand what they were trying to do. I didn't know if it was a comedy, a Western, an action. I didn't know what this was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And it was really long. But I did laugh my ass off at the end when he gets on Silver and he's, "Hi-ho, Silver." Oh, wait. And Johnny Depp's like, "Don't do that again." I was rolling on the floor. Good. I was like, that is funny shit.
Who played? I remember that movie just because of Johnny Depp. Who played the Lone Ranger? Who was
John
Lone
Hamm?
Ranger?
I know.
Was it John Hamm?
It was oh my God.
Armie Hammer.
Armie Hammer, yes.
Armie Hammer.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. I don't remember. He's not that memorable. Like, I remember Johnny Depp.
No, he's not really a memorable actor. That's why the dude is not like. Well, people know him, but he doesn't get these roles. Like, this was like really his biggest role that I can think of. And the movie, just kind of tanked. Obviously, you had Johnny Depp playing a Native American. That didn't go over real well. Like, I don't know who thought that was a good idea.
Disney.
Like, really weird. That's a really weird choice, guys. Holy
God. It was
God.
the guy that done Pirates that directed this. That's why he's like, well, we'll bring Johnny Depp in.
Yeah, but
it's just
put him in the movie, but like, what?
Yeah,
what?
I know exactly. I know.
Disney,
I mean, unless he has Native American ancestry that I don't know, which is possible, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, that was a really weird choice.
Yeah, Disney probably Disney has a list of actors and actresses, and they're like, "We're going to do a Lone Ranger movie," and they're like, "Well, Pirates of the Caribbean's great. Just put Johnny Depp in it." Well, we already casted the Lone Ranger, so what are we going to get Johnny Depp to do? Well, he could be Tonto. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Tonto. Johnny Depp could play the horse.
He can play the voice of the horse.
Yeah.
They can get high on
the voice of the
horse. And then there's a horse scene where they're talking, and it's the voice of Johnny Depp, kind of like Keanu Reeves and Keanu, where he plays the voice of the cat.
Yeah, or Three Amigos. Oh, which is kind of a Western.
Oh, Three Amigos.
Three Amigos, dude.
That's a really good one. I like the Three Amigos.
Well, like,
Tom, please tell me you've seen this movie.
Which one?
Oh,
Three Amigos? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, phew.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You paused for like a second. I was like, "Oh God."
No, I was looking something up.
Okay.
No, I said Three Amigos. I like it. I like Steve Martin overall.
Yeah.
It was solid. Chevy Chase, of course. It was good.
Martin Short.
Yeah. I'm not a Martin Short fan. That guy doesn't.
What?
Like, he's not terrible, but like, if it's like, hey, the Martin Short's in this movie, like, so who else is in the movie? Convince me. Steve Martin and Chevy Chase. Okay, now you have me.
Captain Ron with Kurt Russell and Martin Short.
Interspace.
Which one?
Interspace with him and Dennis Quaid.
Interspace.
Never seen it.
What's the one? My favorite one, Clifford.
Oh, Clifford's good.
Clifford's really good.
Don't even know what it is.
Clifford.
Oh, damn.
Clifford is basically it's Martin Short playing Martin Short.
Yeah.
Martin Short plays Clifford, who is a 10-year-old boy, and it's basically, imagine Step Brothers, but without having another actor play a kid.
Okay.
Where Clifford is played by Martin Short. He's an 11-year-old boy. They had a special stage so he could look shorter than Martin Short's still short.
Yeah.
But they had a special stage for him to walk on, like in a lot of the shots in the movie, to make him look a lot shorter, like he's like the height of an 11-year-old boy. And he stars alongside what's his name? Charles Grodin plays his uncle. So basically, what happens is he's flying in a plane, and he's like, this is pre 9/11, so this is 94. So this is back when you could do that, where the kids could go talk to the pilots.
Sure.
And All Clifford wants to do this whole movie. This is the whole plot of the movie. All Clifford wants to do is go to Dinosaur World. He's like, "Can I please go to Dinosaur World? I want to go to Dinosaur World. That's all I want to do. I want to ride Larry the Scary Rex, the roller coaster." And his dad is played by Richard Kind, and he's like, "You're a little shit. I can't stand you." He's like, "I'm gonna go talk to the." This is the beginning of the movie. He goes talks to the pilot on the plane, and then he goes, "What's this do?" And he goes, "Oh well, that drops the landing gear. You don't want to push that." And then he goes, "Really?" And he pushes it, and then the plane just goes in a nosedive. And then, so they have to do an emergency landing in San Francisco or San Diego. It's one of the San Francisco, San Diego. So then Clifford, he's like, "Wait, what about my Uncle Martin? Uncle Martin lives here. I can go stay with him, and then I can go to Dinosaur World." And so Uncle Martin has never seen this kid since he was born. So because the relationship between the brothers is strange. So he's like, "Okay, fine. I'll take care of your son. You guys go fly to Hawaii, have fun in your vacation. I'll take care of little Clifford," because he's trying to hook up with the chick from Back to the Future Part 3 who played Claire in Back to the Future Part 3. So he's trying to impress her by saying, "I want kids. I love kids. I have a nephew, Billy something, Clifford, my nephew Clifford." And so, and then the whole movie is just like Clifford just terrorizes his uncle. Like,
Yeah.
we promised we'd go to Dinosaur World. And like, then at one point he puts Tabasco in his drink.
He's a little shit.
He's a little asshole. And then like
Yeah.
he makes a fake bomb threat to the police.
Yep.
So then his uncle gets arrested, and then he changes the voicemail to his house, and he goes, "Hi, this is Clifford. If you're trying to reach my Uncle Martin right now, I'll give you a hint." Kaboom. And
Yeah.
dude, it's the greatest Martin Short movie ever. I mean, if you think Three Amigos is great, you'll really love Clifford. I'm telling you, give it a chance.
That's a tough sell.
Yeah, you need to watch it.
That's
Dude,
a
it's
tough
so
sell.
great. I'm not selling. I can't do the impressions enough to sell it. Also, Captain Ron with Kurt Russell is really, really great because Captain Ron plays a sleazy.
Yeah, Captain Ron, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, where he's
That one
he's got the glass eye and the eye patch, and they think he's dead, but he's like, "Oh, I put the eye patch over the good eye,
Oh,
so when I'm sleeping," because he's just staring there, staring at the ceiling.
Never seen that one.
Oh, dude, yeah, Captain Ron's really
I need to
great.
watch
It's a really funny movie. Like, Martin Short plays a serious guy, and Kurt Russell plays the funny guy.
Oh,
And then
damn.
at one point, Martin Short's son gets a tattoo, and his son's like 10. He gets a tattoo of a snake or something on him, on his chest. kind of like Snake Plissken from Escape from New York. It's really good.
Trejo.
So
Yeah, the Danny. Yeah.
So while we were on the Lone Ranger, and then we'll segue out, does anyone know the name of the Lone Ranger's nephew's horse?
Oh, Jesus, Tom. Oh,
What is wrong with you people?
I know. God,
You know what
damn
that's
it, I
from,
know
right?
this.
It's giving me flashbacks but I don't know what. I know I've heard that
Christmas
before.
Story.
Yeah.
A Christmas Story.
Is that what he did? He says it to get the prize, right?
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. For Jesus.
What is the name of the Lone Ranger's nephew's horse? And then the mom says,
Jesus.
Victor.
Is it Victor?
And he's
It is
like,
Victor.
how do you know
It
that?
is
She's like, everybody knows that, dear.
Nobody knows that.
God.
Nobody knows this.
Nobody knows that.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't listen. I don't know if that's true. That they may have just made that up for the movie.
I'm looking at it right now on Google.
Oh, did you?
I wish that was true.
It's Victor.
That's hysterical.
Oh my God.
Legitimate fact. That makes it even better.
Oh,
It's real.
That makes it even better.
Clearly,
that's
clearly,
great.
his mother listened to the radio and watched those television shows.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, well, yeah, the kids were listening to the radio all the time. So yeah, the Lone Ranger's nephew's horse. That's great. That's great trivia right there.
Yeah, that's great.
I love that it's real now too. That makes it even better.
Oh,
Makes
let's
it
see.
better.
What are the comments saying? Do you guys consider any of the Zorro movies westerns?
Oh, of
Ooh.
course. Of
Oh
course.
yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Oh man, I love Zorro.
Riding horses and shooting guns. That's a western.
What's the one with George Hamilton? Was it George Hamilton?
Gay
Blade.
Gay Blade.
Zorro the Gay Blade. The one about his
oh right. Oh, that's like the 80s, right?
Yeah.
But I can't remember who I was talking to about this. The one with Antonio Banderas and
Oh, yeah.
Anthony Hopkins plays Zorro. That's a movie they couldn't make today. It's like, hey, wait a minute, Anthony Hopkins, the English guy, the guy from Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, he's gonna be Zorro. What? Zorro,
The guy from Magic.
Zorro.
Yeah, he'll be Zorro, and Johnny Depp will be Tonto, and we'll put them
Tonto.
together. We'll have a great movie. Zorro meets Tonto.
The first one I thought was really great. The one of Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you say, David?
No, I just said they'll meet over fava beans.
Oh yeah.
Nice
there's a throwback. But yeah, the first Antonio Banderas one I really liked. I don't have any memory of this because I know there was a I think there might have been 2 sequels to that movie. The second one I definitely don't remember. There's definitely 2 Antonio Banderas Zorro movies.
Yeah,
there are 2 for sure. Yes,
maybe 3.
I remember a little bit of the second one. I love the first. I saw the first one in the theater.
Yeah, I had that on VHS.
One, yeah.
The Mask of Zorro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then they made fun of that on The Simpsons where he's fighting the 3 Musketeers. Zorro kills the 3 Musketeers and then fights the man in the Iron Mask. Yep. And then it cuts to I, King Arthur, declare you the new King of England.
Okay, cool. Which reminds me, really quick, you guys were talking about like Jackie Chan a while ago.
Yeah.
Have you seen the trailer for his new movie?
Nope. What's his new movie?
Okay, you want to see a batshit trailer. Okay, you ready for this? Jackie Chan is making an Iron Mask movie, okay? And you'll never guess who the hell's the co-star with him on it.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh,
Johnny Depp.
Hell no. No. Is the Terminator himself, Arnold.
Yes. Oh, yes, I did see that trailer. See that trailer.
Shit.
Yes.
Tom,
yes, if you want to make it, yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger goes, if you want to make it out of here alive, you must get to the top. It's like go over the top.
Dragons, Arnold, Jackie Chan fighting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell is this?
I want to know what in Arnold Schwarzenegger's right mind did he think, well, I can't make any other movies now, so I guess I'll make a movie of Jackie Chan. Like,
well, no, I mean, the last few things that he's done have been just garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, he is on an all-time slide into the Pacific Ocean right now. I mean, it's just like garbage. A lot of little small things. And then, of course, Terminator, which is just like, so he's, and then Conan got swept out from under him because they're going to go do a TV show now instead of doing the movie. So he's at the end of his career, man. It's over now. He's got to figure out a way to keep a few more checks coming in before it's all done.
He'll make a comeback at 80. They'll cast him as the old crazy action guy. Like, I remember when I was doing. I'm
too old for this shit.
Yeah, he's got to be the Danny.
He'll do like an art. You remember the oh my God, what's the guy? Jesus Christ.
He'll be like Richard Roundtree in Shaft.
Who's the Bloodsport guy?
Oh, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Van Damme. So did you see Van Damme do the movie where he played himself? It was like JCVD. No. So just go see it. It's not worth really talking about. But basically, if you watch that and then you think about Schwarzenegger, like that would be the vehicle for Schwarzenegger. Like he'll just play himself in a movie, but it'll still be like an action movie. It's very weird. It'll be very weird.
So what you're saying is it's going to be like The Last Action Hero?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like real, like real.
Magic kicking my ass. God, that's a movie that almost ended his career right there.
Which is amazing to this day. I will fight you both.
Yeah, I know.
It's amazing.
I love that movie.
What?
I do too.
The Last Action Hero.
Yeah, it was okay.
I was a kid when this movie came out, so I was like, it's got a cartoon cat. I like this.
It had that hot chick from
oh yeah,
Billy Madison and
played on House on
Haunted
Hill,
and she was Sonya in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Oh my God, Mortal Kombat.
She was. Jim, remember this? She was on House on Haunted Hill too, the remake. Remember?
Yeah.
She was like the girl with the camera.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that Mortal Kombat.
I remember when the movie came out, they had trading cards for Last Action Hero, and there was some kind of like a special like foil card of her, and I was watching people open packs in the store, and I was like, if you get that card, I want that card.
Oh my god.
Bridget Wilson.
So-
Yes, Bridget Wilson. That's it. Bridget Wilson.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
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 Oh man, Billy Madison, man, she was so hot, and like,
God,
oh man, yeah, yeah.
man. We need to have a Bridget Wilson moment, like have
A moment?
Bridget Wilson.
Like we
moment.
had Conan's mom moment yesterday.
Yeah.
Like here's Bing.
Swing.
Everybody bow to Conan's mom.
So here's something that you guys will find very hilarious. If you look at Bridget Wilson's Wikipedia page, the photo that they have of her is the scene in Billy Madison where she's like, "What's the capital of this?" It's her. It's her in that scene. That's the photo. Like that's the most recent photo they have of her.
Oh my
Is the
god.
scene from Billy Madison? I guess whoever runs Wikipedia just put that in there and was like,
Okay.
just wait for someone to change it.
Jim, real quick, look up Bridget Wilson 2020. See if they show her.
Okay,
What she looks like now.
she's only 47. She's not that old.
Yeah, she's not that old,
20.
but I must know because I can't do it on my iPad because it'll be like, "Bye, guys."
Let's see. Well,
If we see Jim flinch, we know why.
there's a photo of her, and it looks like a mugshot. It looks bad.
Oh
Like-
shit, mugshot.
Like just her face reaction. Like, oh god, hold on, let me.
Dude, what is happening right now?
I don't know.
She looks fine.
Yeah, she looks okay.
I mean, the thing with a lot of those are candid shots, so they're
Yeah.
not really like posed like, "Hey, I'm going to look good for the camera." They're
Yeah.
just like, "Hey, I'm out like on the street and somebody took my picture. Here's
Yeah, I mean,
Last Action Hero."
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, man. Sony Blade.
There's our Bridget Wilson moment.
Damn.
We've completely deviated from the
We
Western.
turned into
Oh,
Wayne's
Western,
World.
yeah.
Maybe she was in a Western at some point, and we can figure that part
We
out.
don't know.
Let's see. Hold on.
Oh shit, Jim's looking it up.
That's funny.
She's not in any Western movies. Oh wow. But there is a photo of her in lingerie. What movie is that?
That counts.
Okay, I don't know. It's not saying the movie, but I gotta bookmark that.
And Jim's like, right click, save, move to folder.
Jack says Sam Elliott as long as he has his mustache. Yeah, you can't have a movie with him
Yeah.
clean shaven. Whether it's Roadhouse or Tombstone, you can't
And
shave
that-
that.
And Sam was one of the best parts of the Ghost Rider movie, where he was the Western Ghost Rider.
Hell
Like
yeah.
that should be a freaking movie. Like I don't know how
Yeah.
that is not a movie. Like what the hell, man?
I
That
would have
would be
taken
amazing.
I would have taken
make
that
me go to
over
the
a
theater
Jonah
right
Hex
now.
movie.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic visual.
Yeah.
And they don't give that Ghost Rider enough credit
No.
at all. Like Marvel's just like, yeah, we're not going to talk about this Ghost Rider. But also, they won't talk about the Captain America that was fighting communism in the 50s. They won't talk about the Cold War Captain America, which wasn't actually Captain America because they retconned it. But we won't talk about that one.
No.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, it's the Western Ghost Rider is great. Even in the comics, he's not the Sam Elliott thing, but in the comics, there's a Ghost Rider, Western Ghost Rider too, where he like shoots ghost bullets and stuff.
Yep.
All kinds of crazy stuff. So
You've got a white horse.
Yeah. Western Ghost Rider is pretty cool, but I think what I would have done if I had been, I don't know who had the Ghost Rider license at the time, but if I had done that first Ghost Rider, and it did okay, it wasn't great, but it did okay. I would have been like, dude, let's tell the prequel and get Sam Elliott back here, because this is way cooler than what we're gonna do with Ghost Rider 2.
I want to say with New Line. I could be wrong.
I think
I don't remember.
Columbia Pictures.
Columbia.
Yeah.
Wait, distributed by Sony Pictures. Sony? I don't know.
All I know.
All that stuff crosses over quite a bit.
And Nicolas Cage was such a big fan of Ghost Rider. He has a Ghost Rider tattoo that they had to CGI out of the movie. Like, you're badass is when, like, I get to play this character that I have a tattoo, and they're like, yeah, we're going to have to Photoshop that tattoo out.
Well, shit.
So you want to know what's interesting? I'm looking at this list.
Oh, God.
And the Wyatt Earp movie is not on the list.
Good.
Really?
Wow. It
Kevin
did
Costner's
not
rolling
make.
his grave.
Holy smokes.
Holy
That's-
hell!
That's crazy.
What about Dances with Wolves?
Oh, yeah.
Dan-
Dances with Wolves is on there. Yeah.
I was just saying,
Dances
it had
with
to be on
Wolves,
there.
pretty
Wyatt
good
Earp,
movie.
Damn.
Dances with Wolves is a great movie. Great
Yeah.
movie. Yeah. That's number
Yeah.
34.
I
34 on the
wasn't
list.
I wasn't a fan of the remake that James Cameron did of it in the 2000s.
Yeah, it was like they
2009.
called it like Avatar or something. Right?
Yeah, Avatar. Yeah.
It was like Dances with
Ferngully, the
Wolves and
movie.
Pocahontas, and it was like all these things that were like the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But that could be said about a lot of things, though. It's like Harry Potter is
Sure.
just a
You know the thing
boring
about
ripoff of Star Wars.
yeah, the great thing that I loved about Cameron, and it is something that I learned when I got to talk about my creating stuff, is people would come out of the movie and they'd talk about what it was, right? What it was this, it was this, it was this. Everybody kind of had it in their head like this is what it is. And
Yeah.
so someone did an interview with him at one point and they were like, so James, tell us, like, give us what this is. Like, what is this movie? What is it really about? What is its theme? What is its moral? What is it? People are saying it's like this, it's like this, it's like this. And he said, it's whatever they want it to be.
Oh my God.
And that was it. And at first I was like, that guy's a jackass. And then I thought about it for a second and I was like, no, he's not. He's brilliant because he's letting the people that watch it and love it and enjoy it, let it be whatever they want it to be. And I was like, that's really smart because oftentimes when movies are interpreted, it's interpreted individually. Like they get a different piece out of whatever it is. And then they run with it. And you just, why come out and say, no, these guys are wrong.
Yeah.
This is what it is. Just let everybody enjoy it for whatever it is they're getting out of it. And it's one thing to like correct. No, you're wrong. The story didn't do that. Like you missed a piece. Like here, let me explain the story. But from the underlying elements to it, just let people feel what they want to feel. For
Yeah.
it. And that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Although
James, Terminator sucked. Genesis, that dark
Genesis,
thing sucked. You made a crappy movie. Just say that you made a crappy movie, and we'll all be like, "Yeah, we thank you, James. We appreciate it. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's make a good Terminator movie, James.
Yeah.
Let's just forget all of this happened, and we'll move on.
Just bring back.
I'm the type of person I can find anything good. I mean, look at me. How I watch B horror movies. I watch Society. Jim knows what Society is.
Oh yeah.
And
Brian Newsom.
like I enjoy it. Like I can find good out of any movie. It's very rare, but yeah, Dark Fate was one of them I didn't get any joy out of at all.
Yeah.
There's another Western that's not on this movie. It's not really. I mean, it's kind of a Western. Did you guys ever see The Man from Snowy Mountain?
Oh yeah.
From like that's an 80s movie from way back in the day. He's
Man
basically a
Called
horse wrangler. It wasn't really a Western. It was like Old West. It was like 70s, 80s. But he was a cowboy. So it's kind of like saying that Brokeback Mountain is a Western. It's not. Just because there's cowboys in it does not make it a Western.
No, oh lordy. What was I watching? I was watching The Simpsons. And Homer goes to the video store, he rents a movie. He's like, I got a kick-ass Western movie of Clint Eastwood and Lee Marvin, and it's Paint Your Wagon. And then but it wasn't Paint Your Wagon movie that everyone knows. It was for some reason Simpsons like, it's a musical, and it's like, gonna paint that wagon, gonna paint it good. And then Lee Marvin shows up and Homer goes, oh, well, now you know someone's going to get shot because Lee Marvin's always drunk and angry in these movies. And then Lee Marvin starts singing. It's like, what the fuck?
What the hell? I love that.
Your Wagon is a Western movie. It's an actual Clint Eastwood, Lee Marvin movie, but The Simpsons introduced it to a generation, and now everyone thinks it's a musical, and it's not.
Yep. I just had this really weird. This happens all the time. I had this really weird idea. Like what if, because we were talking about Jackie Chan and the Cannonball Run, right? What if you made like a Western Cannonball Run? Like they're all on their horses and their wagon trains, like trying to get west. and they're like racing through the the Indian places and down the canyons, and like I think there's something there. I think there's a really weird Western concept there of going west in like a wagon train and seeing who gets there first.
And what they should do is, because whenever they make these types of movies, they usually always fail. They should call it the Oregon Trail, because any movies based on video games flop almost immediately, like Tomb Raider, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
But the Oregon Trail, and where it's literally just Cannonball Run, but in westerns, that might be the one that'd be like, Oregon Trail is the best video game movie ever made.
And you just have dysentery jokes like throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
I got bit by a rattlesnake. I'm dead. Hell yeah! Why? Where are those guys who created that game? Who created that game?
Yeah.
Why are they pitching to Hollywood right now?
No one knows.
Oregon.
But yeah, that would be funny to make Oregon Trail. Call it the Oregon. Call it the Oregon Run, and have it be a Western Cannonball Run. You're welcome, Hollywood. If I see that, I'm coming for you. Because it's all online. I've got the live right here. It's mine.
The guy might be dead. The game came out in 1971.
God, yeah, I played that damn thing when I was in school.
I played it when I was. Jesus Christ, I didn't know it was that old.
Yeah.
But also, it was a really simple game, so I guess that makes sense why it was.
Yeah. It was on a floppy disk, dude.
Yeah, floppy disk.
Oh my god, yeah. Who created this game? It's created by
those things were made for like schools, though. They were like you were supposed to like do typing and that kind of stuff.
I didn't really
yes, Blazing Saddles was definitely mentioned, Jack. We haven't really gone into it too much, but we did talk about it earlier on. Pretty astounding movie. But fantastic as always. I mean,
it is a movie that people really love, and also it is a movie that people wonder why isn't what's Richard Pryor in this movie? But there's a reason why he's not in this movie.
Okay.
There's a reason why he's not in this movie. Yep. I want to say at the time he was like really like hardcore on drugs at that point, and they're like, "Yeah, we can't have you on this movie," because if you guys know, Richard Pryor's in like how many movies of Gene Wilder? Like, did they do? They did like 5, 6 movies together.
5 or 6.
Like, there's one where they're in prison. There's the one where one's blind, the other one's
crazy.
Deaf. There's Stir Crazy, Hear No Evil, See No Evil.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Yeah, Gene Wilder. You might remember him from such films as Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka, Blazing
Not
Saddles.
the Johnny Depp one.
Oh.
So I'm going to tell you something. Did you guys know that there is a multi-episode season filmed and never released TV series of Blazing Saddles?
Yep.
Really?
Yes.
Who was in it? Nobody?
Nobody really. No. I mean, there's a couple of names, but nothing really significant. It was basically filmed secretly with no intention of ever being shown to maintain copyright of Blazing Saddles. As I recall, it was something about something about a sequel was trying to be done. And Mel Brooks was like, we don't want to do this. It's a really convoluted story, but go look it up, and it's very, very real. And it's all about copyright and sequels and craziness behind the scenes. But they did it for like almost an entire season, like a legitimate like 20 episode season, Blazing Saddles TV show. And it's there are some clips on you can find online. It's terrible. It's just terrible, but because it's nothing like the movie. It's literally just using the name and the characters so that other people couldn't.
What's your favorite scene in Blazing Saddles?
Oh my god. I think for me, I think the whole scene where he shows up in town and he's like, excuse me while I whip this out, and then he like kidnaps himself and he's like, he'll do it. And then everybody's like, oh my God, save that man. Like that. I think that's fantastic. That was a fantastic bit.
What about you, David?
Oh God, I love the whole scenes with him and Gene Wilder. I love the scene where like he's talking about like why Gene Wilder quit, and he's like talking about like like everybody's always trying to hunt him down and everything, and then he saw the little kid with the gun, and he just kind of like scoffed him off, and he turned and he goes, "Then the little son of a bitch shot me right in the ass." It's just I've got the bottle ever since.
Mine is when Bongo shows up and like he's just like there's that scene where he just punches the horse in the face and just like knocks it to the ground, and then when the sheriff goes up to him and goes, "Telegram for Mongo, me Mongo," and then it just blows up in his face like that and the campfire scene where they're all fighting. I mean that's
the beans, yeah.
And the whole. I know it's bad. Like I know we can't talk about too much of it on here, but like when they're sinking in the quicksand,
he
throws the rope and he gets to get the cart. Well, that cart cost me $12, and they're like,
yeah. Well, I mean that scene where he comes into town and it's like we all like to welcome our new, and then he says the N-word, and then it's like, but I didn't realize that movie came out in 1974. I thought it was like the 80s for some reason. Jesus, but yeah, it's definitely a movie that they probably will never get remade.
No chance.
Unless Johnny Depp gets recasted as the
sheriff.
Hey, well, he's not making those Warner Brother movies anymore, so
that is such crap. I honestly, to me right now, I think those guys, anybody who gets approached for that role should turn it down.
Yeah.
And just be like, I'm not taking the role. It's Johnny's role. And make them put him back in. Like that's where I come from on that, because that's some crap. That's some BS.
Agree. No, I agree.
So there you go. We are coming up towards the end here, guys. Like I said, we're going to be doing this for like 90 minutes now, so that I can get ready for my sales show.
Yeah.
We will talk about, however, really quickly, what is happening next week, because next week is crazy, yo. Crazy, yo. So this dumb little show started on Halloween night like a month ago, literally like a month ago now. We came on starting with a debate about which is worse, Jason 5 or Jason Goes to Hell. And it was fun to do, and we had a really great discussion about it, and then I went and watched the movie again, and we talked about it again. And after 2 episodes of this thing, I talked to Adam Marcus, who is the director of Jason Goes to Hell. And I was like, so Jason, Adam, we're doing this little thing. We talk about movies. We'd love to have you on if you are interested in talking about Jason. And of course, anything else that you want to do, whatever else you're doing and have done and so on. And he has agreed to come on to the show next week. So next week, Adam Marcus will be here. We'll be talking Jason Goes to Hell again. We'll be talking anything else that he wants to talk about. He does have a movie active on, I believe it was Amazon right now, called Secret Santa. So if you guys want to go check that out, do yourself a favor, go check out Secret Santa right now. But we are going to talk Jason Goes to Hell. We're going to talk about, I found his interview on the DVD, the Blu-ray thing, really interesting. And I want to talk to him about his thought process on what his thought process was versus the movie that we actually got, because a lot of the stuff that he talked about in his interview, I felt didn't quite come out in the movie. And I'm kind of curious to see how his thought process is, especially looking back on it, because this was his first movie, or at least his first big break. I'm kind of curious how it felt to him. Was it overwhelming to do? Like, because for me, if someone was like, dude, we want to let you go ahead and direct a movie, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he was
at 23,
especially with a franchise character,
Yeah,
he's younger than I am now. I'm 27. He was 23 when he got to direct that movie. I have a few exciting questions. Like for me, it's exciting because I have a few questions as far as the comic rights and those Topps comics go for him.
Oh yeah,
because for those of you who don't know, like Jason first appeared in Jack Kirby's Satan 6 #4, and then they did Friday, and then Topps did a Friday the 13th movie adaptation of Jason Goes to Hell. So I'm curious to see what his thoughts are on that, and if he had any control over how those comics were made at all, if any.
Sure. Yeah. I've never read those books. Were they any good? The adaptation, was it any good?
It was exactly like the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing.
Did it show like the Necronomicon, and like was that part of the comic?
It's been a while since I've seen those pages. I don't remember specifically if the book was in there, but like it's almost the exact shot for shot movie.
I'll have to see if I can find it because I have it. So
yeah,
see if I can find it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think you could find it on Read Comics online, but I have to go back and look through it because it made me wonder. Like, I wonder if he had any say on the comic, or because I'm sure he signed copies of it. Because I'm sure there's guys out there that bought the comic just to get him to sign it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure the movie the comic probably sold more copies than the movie sold tickets. Maybe, I don't know. I guess we'll find out next week.
Yep.
Yes. It'll be really fun. It'll be super fun. So next week, guys, Adam Marcus, a little bit of horror talk. Jason Goes to Hell. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Secret Santa, whatever else he wants to talk about. We won't bog him down with Jason unless that's what he wants to do. I'm sure he's been talking about Jason for the last 20 odd years. But when he did his interview, he seemed really up about it and excited to talk about it. So I'm I'm sure he'll be game to talk a little more about it to us too. We definitely need to bring our A game, bring some cool questions, and of course you guys can bring your questions as well, just like we do here. We'll pop you up like this. Mel Brooks as the governor. Yes, Mel Brooks as the governor. Yeah. Great. Just pretend it's your secretary. Bloop. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I love the thing behind him where it's just like Johnson. It's all the same. It's like all related.
Back with shirt says Gov.
So, like we did last week, I mean, we kind of talked about this before. I think my top three is Tombstone, Quick and the Dead, and probably Django. There's some other ones that are on that list. Like I like Wild Wild West, but it's not. Again, it's like a goofy thing. So those would probably be my top three. That would be my three must watches. But if if you haven't seen some of these things, definitely go see not the Alamo. I mean, you can see the Alamo too, but go see Appaloosa. It's a fantastic movie. I'm going to run through a few of these on the list here that I've seen that I know are good. There is a movie called The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. It is it's kind of like Wyatt Earp, but it's better. It's a very, very dramatic movie, but it is very good. If you haven't seen that, check that out. Dances with Wolves, of course, is fantastic. We didn't talk about City Slickers. That's a good one. I mean, it's not really a Western, but it is.
We didn't talk about Young Guns too either.
We didn't even get to Young Guns. Wow. That's that's not on the list. Young Guns is not on this list.
Yeah. As it should be. It should not be on that list. Young Guns, the first Young Guns was good. The second Young Guns was awful. I know David's going to disagree with me on that.
It's just guilty pleasure.
I totally agree. And I liked it. I liked the second one better. I just thought it was. I don't know. I think part of it was that I liked was that it was actually based on that true story where the guy was like, "I'm Jesse James," Billy the Kid. So I was like, well, I was like, oh, I thought that was bullshit. And I went and looked, and it was like, no, this guy really tried to claim he was Billy the Kid. I was like, well, that's kind of cool. That's interesting.
And his horse's name was Victor.
Horse's name was Victor. Yeah. So what's your top three, David and Jim? And then we're gonna let everybody go have their evening.
Go for it, Jim.
Okay. Tombstone, Django, The Wild Bunch. I mean, and guys, literally, if you don't have to go watch The Wild Bunch, just watch the final shootout in The Wild Bunch. Like, there's a Gatling gun, there's 6 shooters, there's shotguns, there's pistols. It's 4 minutes of awesomeness. And like, also when this movie came out, it was a very controversial time to have a movie, and it was so bloody Like people are dying left and right. Like there's just like blood splatting everywhere, and it's like a '60s movie. They're like, I don't know if we can come out with this. Like it's a very bloody Western movie.
Okay.
For the time.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
What's your top three, David?
I'm gonna go off the rails here. I'm gonna list the top three instead of like if they're on TV, I will stop and freaking watch them no matter what.
Yep.
Like I said a while ago. Number 1, Tombstone, hands down. Number 2 is Blazing Saddles. Since Jack's brought that up, that's one of my favorite freaking movies. I don't care if it's on 15 times a day, I'll watch it. And my third one, Back to the Future 3. I'm sorry, I love it. I know.
I struggle with that movie. I really struggle with that movie.
Yeah.
I hate manure.
It's one of those like
oh my
watched
God.
all 3 of them, but yeah.
Okay. All right. So there it is. Back to the Future 3.
It's if they didn't make so many throwback jokes to the first movie, and made it as an actual Western instead of I hate manure. Like, all right, we get it. Like
we get it.
He gets covered in shit every movie. Yeah. This is like the 3rd movie they've done this.
Yeah. Yeah, that was part of it. That was part of it. So guys, that's going to be it for us. Episode 5 is in the books. As I said, next week is a super special week. Hopefully, if this goes over well, we can start to actually tell other people, hey, we had Adam Marcus on our show. Would you like to come talk to us about
movies? Yeah. Oh my God. Then we could get what's her name?
Kind of open the door here.
We could get what's her name from Billy Madison on. She's not doing anything.
Oh,
Bridget Wilson.
Yeah. Oh man, I bet you she'll do it.
I was going to say, why don't we ask Aaron Gray to come talk about Jason Goes to Hell? We can just get everybody on Jason Goes to Hell to come talk about the movie.
Oh my God. Yeah. I bet you they'll do it too. Kane does a podcast. I'm sure he's more than down to do podcasts. Yeah.
Kane's awesome about that stuff.
So who knows what's possible, people? Who knows what's possible? We're
the shadow knows.
We're just over here having a good time. So again, next week, December 6th, 1 week from tonight, Adam Marcus joins those movie guys to talk about Jason Goes to Hell and his currently available movie, Secret Santa. Go check that out before next week so that you know what the heck we're talking about. That's it. Yeah, go ahead.
By the way, Secret Santa is not like a Hallmark Channel Christmas movie.
No.
It's a horror movie. It's not.
Yeah, correct.
It's not a. Guess who I got for Secret Santa? The boyfriend who I dated in high school, and now it's 30 years later, and he's a rich guy, but I don't know that yet.
Yeah.
You know what little Johnny's getting for Christmas in that movie? Death. He gets death.
Just a lump of death. That's
just
it.
A lump of death.
To get a lump of death.
Oh my God. Oh,
that's great. That's great. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us again tonight. We'll be back next week to do our very special episode with Adam Marcus. That is it for Westerns. Again, we're really just skating over a lot of stuff here. Last week we were more specific with Jaws. Eventually we'll come back around. We'll start talking about more specific movies, maybe specific franchises. I did mention at some point we probably need to do some Star Wars talk.
Yeah, I was about to say Star Wars. We should definitely do Star Wars.
Yeah, something along those lines. So there's a lot of stuff that we can do that we can start to dive in a little bit heavier, as opposed to just kind of chit chat about these movies. But especially if we can get some guests in, and if anybody happens to be watching this and you happen to be in a movie of any kind and you would like to come talk to us about it, just shoot me a message. I'm on Facebook 24/7, so I will get your message, and we'd be happy to help you promote the movie if it's something new. If we just want to chit chat about it, we'd be happy to do that too. So thank you guys for coming. Thanks Jim and David for doing this, and we will be back next week. 7 days until Adam Marcus and Jason Goes to Hell.
6 days, 23 hours,
and some odd minutes. Bye.
Bye guys.